Hello, I'm Ben Johnson. This is my self-introduction for the GET program aboard the Peace Boat. And also hello from Panama City, Panama. It's pretty hot right here, very humid, much like a summer in Japan. I'm stopping over here from a beautiful tropical island called Bocas del Toro. And on this island, I had the opportunity to do what I love, which oftentimes involves the water. Bocas del Toro had some great surfing, so I was able to enjoy that from time to time. I also got my scuba certification. I was able to see lots of different fish and coral. I even went to a dive site where there was an old shipwreck. Excuse me. It was amazing, needless to say. As I said, I'm stopping over from Bocas del Toro on my way to the San Blas Islands and Cartagena, Colombia. It'll be a 5-day sailing trip. I'm really looking forward to it and hope there's some good people aboard the catamaran I'll be on. I'd kind of like to tell you next why it is that I'm in Panama and going to Cartagena. It relates to why I'd like to join the Peace Boat now at this time of my life. In short, hopefully, I went to Japan in 2006, and I went like any other traveler, teacher, teach some English, get to see the country, just have fun. But after a year or two, I learned two things. One, I learned that I really, truly enjoy English teaching. It was very rewarding for me. I really like the fine-tuning of the language, especially with the adults. Whether I have an engineer who has an interview and he needs business English to be successful, or a housewife who really likes Korean dramas. There are many of those. And I would teach them movie vocabulary and then get to have a nice conversation with her. So I really enjoyed it. The second thing I learned from living in Japan for a couple of years was, well, I love Japan. I really do. I love the people, I love the lifestyle I have there, I love the safety, I love the nature. It's a really good fit for me. Speaking of nature and Japan, as I mentioned, I really like the water. One of my favorite things about Japan is the onsens, the hot springs. Pretty much every Sunday, I would hop in the car with a friend, drive through the mountains of southern Honshu, and go to a different onsen. There's a lot of different onsens down there, and I really can think of nothing better than sitting in nice natural volcanic water for an hour and just relaxing. So while I was in Japan, I learned those two things. And I realized, though, professionally, I don't want to work only at a small conversation school. So while working at my job, I went back to a distance learning program and got my master's from an accredited university in America. I got my master's in literature with the intent that hopefully I could one day be a professor in Japan. And the literature and the humanities I studied along with it would really help me out. And I finished and graduated, thank you, about 5 months ago. At around the same time, I quit my job, and I had planned to go traveling in between one job and the next job. And well, here I am. I have a very exciting future in Japan, I hope. professionally speaking. But right now I'm really free. So I'm hoping that it would be possible for me to go on the Peace Boat and volunteer. I mentioned that I really like to literature, and I like to read books. I usually like fiction, but sometimes I read nonfiction. Right now I'm reading this book called The Tao of Pooh. I'm sure you know him, Pooh-san, Winnie the Pooh. Well, this book is Taoism, a Chinese philosophy, told through the eyes and the characters of Winnie the Pooh. It's really quite effective. Aboard the Peace Boat, I would love the opportunity to maybe give a synopsis of Taoism through Winnie the Pooh to the people who are on board. I know Japanese like the character, and maybe they could learn something as well. Of course, I don't only read books about Taoism. I like studying all the world's religions and cultures. What I really enjoy about it is when I look into all these different religions, I can see that, excuse me, I can see that they all kind of say the same thing. Be nice to each other, help the needy, life is beautiful, respect nature, things like that. When I see that all these different religions make the same connections, it really gives me a sense of peace and hope. As I mentioned, I'd like to teach about the Tao of Pooh aboard the Peace Boat. Perhaps I could also spread a little bit of information about different religions that we will encounter on our travels. I am a traveler, so perhaps also aboard the Peace Boat I'd be able to give people some travel tips. I know the Japanese kind of like to bring a nice bag when they go walking around a foreign country. Big mistake. Things like always smiling, even when you're kind of scared. Everyone likes a smile. Perhaps I could help out with some informational sessions like that. Let's see. So personally, I really like the water. I like reading books. I like religion. We got that. Professionally, I want to one day be a university professor. Right now, I'm kind of free and would love the opportunity to teach and talk about peace aboard the Peace Boat. It's really a perfect time in my life to do so, and I hope you feel the same way. And as far as what I can contribute to the GET program, I think I could teach a little bit about different religions. I could also maybe teach some travel tips and anything about the water. I'm very familiar with oceans and surf and things like that. I can maybe help some Japanese people become more comfortable with the sea. Let's see, anything else? I think that's about it. I really want to just thank you for all your time. I know you have a hard job to do. Perhaps in the future I will be able to talk to you and we can get to know each other better. And who knows, in a couple of months, maybe I'll see you in Tokyo. Once again, thank you so much for your time and take care. Goodbye.